Hi, I'm sure you've heard many times that if you store stuff properly with oxygen excluders and in a proper can, that they'll last 30 years at least. And you always wonder about that. You put it in and you say, well, okay, is it going to be good? And you don't know. So it just so happens that I came across these cans of food that people were throwing away because they were over 30 years old. And they are so old, I don't know if you can see, well, I don't know how fast this happens, but this is a can I've never seen before, although some of you might have. It's really not in good condition. The people who had it have moved a couple of times. You can see that they've moved this from place to place. This is loose in places. And this is a can, it says 25 pounds of wheat. It was packed in about 1995. You can see, I cleaned these too. They were dirty and they were in the back of a garage, but they were stored properly. They're dry. They seem to be sealed. So I'm gonna open this right now. I'm gonna start with this one and we're gonna see what's in here and what condition it's in. Let's see what we can tell. So I have one of these things. I don't know if this will work. Oh, okay. Oh, this is sugar. The people, this is actually a very nice, it's glazed on the inside. And I mean, as far as I know, sugar, I'm sorry, it's flour. This is some kind of Jack Frost flour from the supermarket. I gotta say I have my doubts about this. This has ingredients. It says enriched flour, water, corn sweetener, shortening. So that's maybe a pancake mix. This looks like sugar. I really am impressed with this can. The inside of the can looks perfect. I gotta tell you, I will be testing this, but this sugar is in a funny condition in that these bags have black on them, can you see? And they are hard. It does, oh, and they smell moldy. I would say this didn't last, but I'm also gonna point out that this was not sealed in any way. Nothing in here was, if this was sealed over with plastic, it no longer is, and for a long time hasn't been. And there's definitely mold and a bad smell coming out of here. So I'd say this one was a fail, and this can doesn't last for 30 years. So, all right, now I know. So I will open this and make a addendum at the end of this to see what condition it's in, but I'm gonna be shocked if this is edible, especially this, it smells like mold. Well, let's see about this one. This is 25 pounds of wheat, which I'm more familiar with, and use our handy dandy, this might take a few tries because I don't really see how to get under this. So let's turn off the camera and come back to this in a minute. I'm gonna wail away. Is it going?
Yep.
Okay, I just got that edge under this corner. Whoa. There's my nose. This is on there, which is a good sign. Oh, I see the wheat. It looks like hard red, but I'm not sure. It's not gonna work my way around it. Yeah, this should be easier. Smells okay. Nothing like that one. It smelled like a bat's basement. Okay. There's a piece of cotton in here. I don't know why. This smells fine. This is 30-year-old wheat. The next step is I'm gonna mill it. I am pleasantly surprised. There's no bugs, there's no infestation, and it smells fresh. It really does. Maybe a tiny bit stale, which might not be good, but I mean, there's not even an oxygen excluder in here. And this is 30 years old. So I'm gonna get back to you guys. I'm gonna get a mill and mill it up and we'll see what we got. Okay, so we're back. I got out my Nutri-Mill, which I had actually never used before. I bought this used at the Salvation Army and it seems to be in good shape. And here's our wheat that we're about to test. And so I'm gonna just put in a little bit and see what happens. It really smells like pasta, like fresh pasta or something. It smells fine as compared to the other. That sugar really all went moldy. And the bag of stuff that I thought was flour pancake mix was just a bag around a bag of sugar, and they're all moldy. So a little dampness got in there, and I'm guessing it's because the cover was loose. But this was nice and tight without an oxygen excluder. Again, just that cotton ball, which I have to look up and see if that's okay. It was a small earthquake. Okay, so I'm gonna grind this up. How do you do that? It's not like I was doing 20 pounds at once, but it got it right through. Really fed itself. It didn't need me messing around in there. I'm sure that's probably not even in the instruction manual. But this feels weighty. And this is the, if you haven't used a Nutrimill, this is the bottom part that holds the ground flour. They have a little filter to keep the dust out from going back into the machine. Okay, this looks like a brown flour. It smells fine. It does smell a little stale. I'm sure I wouldn't serve it at a gourmet restaurant, but it looks very good. And the next test is going to be, I'm going to mix it with a little water and butter or oil and just make a quick pancake and see what we got. So, back in a few. Try not. Okay, we're back. So I made a quick recipe. I took most of the flour and I mixed it in with enough milk, whole milk, to make it sort of battery. I put in maybe a tablespoon or a teaspoon, some random amount between a tablespoon and a teaspoon of olive oil, a little bit of salt, an egg that we had. I think that's it. Oh yeah, and a teaspoon of honey that somehow my husband thought he would make fun of me for doing that. Okay, then we fried it in a pan with butter. And it wasn't as aromatic as I expected, but you know, I don't know, it's cold out today. So I have a fork, but I'm gonna just go country and it smells pretty good. I'm excited. It's a little flat, but I didn't add baking soda. Good. I mean, it's fine. This flour is fine. It's not stale. It's good. It's a nice flour. I'm still not completely clear. I'm pretty sure it's a whole wheat flour, so this is a full whole wheat pancake, which will also mean that it wouldn't rise very much. I have to say, after 25, 30 years, this stuff is fine in this container without an oxygen excluder. So that's our experiment, and this container with the loose cover, and I don't know that it was done right or ever vacuum packed, was literally moldy and damp. So take your pick. I hope that this was useful to someone, and if you want to store stuff for 30 years, it looks like if you do it, it will work. So good luck to you.